Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cut, and I am back for the hashtag nuttinbutneutrals, hosted by Tammy at Lou for Frou Studio. And if you type this into YouTube, you will go to her channel. I also learned something about these. If you type these in, for example, for someone who doesn't have a design team or hasn't had people say use their digitals or whatever to make something and then hashtag them or whatever, then you will go to their channel. If it's somebody like me who has digitals and has other people making digitals, when you put in my little tagline thing, it goes to mostly videos by people other than myself. But at the very top, if you type this in, you'll see my, I can't ever remember what those are called. It's the circle with the picture of my cat in it, and everybody's got their own version. Profile picture. I don't know why I can't remember that to save my life. But anyways, click on that, and then you'll go straight to that channel. So whenever you see those circles with the whatever the logo is that the person uses for their channel, if you click on that, then you will go to their channel. So it's a crazy thing. Anyways, Tammy at Lou for Frou hosts this challenge, and it's the Nothing But Neutrals challenge. And each week she chooses a base. Like last week, she chose playing card as the base. I don't have mine because I sent it off to a friend. But anyway, and then the idea is to decorate that base using nothing but neutral pieces. Neutrals are black, white, brown, and gray in any shade of those 4 colors. So this week, I can't show you last week's because it's gone. She has chosen guest checks. And she has said, because I listened to her yesterday, her video, that there is color in a lot of guest checks. These have been coffee dyed, so a lot of that has been muted down already. But you know, there's like the red, and this was a green. You might be able to see it a little better in this one. I don't know. But green background, a lot of times they're blue, pink, whatever. She said, don't worry about that. She didn't think about that when she chose guest checks. So just use your guest checks or whatever you have. If you don't have guest checks, because in a lot of places there are no guest checks, you can just cut a rectangular piece of paper of whatever kind of paper that you want to use. You can try to make it look like a guest check or don't. You know, whatever. I mean, all this stuff is meant to be fun, so don't get held back by I don't have that base kind of thing. All right. So I have 2 different styles of guest checks. Luckily, they are easy to find here. I have the big one and the smaller one. I get these ones at Walmart. These ones I get at a restaurant supply place. So if you have a restaurant supply place in your area, you might be able to get them there. But anyway, we are going to use these 2 guest checks. So I have some, I think this was from Dracula book page, and we're going to ink that up. How's everybody doing? I hope that you guys are all doing fantastic. I'm doing pretty good. Got to go for a walk this morning. Yay. It rained a little bit and the wind came up a little bit last night, so it got rid of the smoke long enough for me to go for a walk. It's descending back in again, but at least I got to get out and have some fresh air. Yeah, it was even kind of spitting rain while I was walking. Not a lot, but just a tiny bit. So it was like, oh, thank you. But anyway, and I am using Scorched Timber. I like that, especially with this gray book page, because this is a new book, a paperback book that I bought specifically to use in my Halloween type stuff, which obviously this is going to be Halloween since I'm using Dracula. But I'm not using Dracula. But of course, like if you're not into Halloween, I have lots of you that Halloween is not your thing. No big deal. I mean, you don't have to do the same things that I do, but you might pick up an idea that you're like, oh, hey, I could do that with, you know, whatever it is you like to use. So don't feel like, I'm not trying to keep anybody out of anything. I just, I like it. I enjoy it. It's fun for me. I've always liked it since I was a kid. I had a lot of fun with my friends when I was growing up. at Halloween. So it's just a good memory for me. I know it is not for other people, and I understand that. So don't worry. I'm going to do this one with this. You do what you like to do. I get it. You never know. You might see something new and go, hey, I could try that with something else. So yeah, I hope you guys are staying cool or warm, depending on where you're at. Oh, was this where? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. Yeah, I wanted it to come up a little higher though. That's what it was. I want it to cover everything but the number 13, and that was totally by accident until I realized that it was a 13, and then I was like, oh, that's kind of fortuitous, right? For spooky. Okay. And I have one of my witches from my haunted digital download, and I just fussy cut her out. This probably won't take super long. And I only planned to do this one because that took me long enough this morning after I ran my errands. If I can plan for more, I try to, but some days it doesn't happen that way. But I do try. And you know what I did? Again, well, of course you guys know if you watched the video. I forgot the beginning of the 50 stack challenge, the part where I draw the prompts. I don't know how I keep doing that. I need like a sign on my forehead or something. I can't seem to remember. I think I'm gonna have to put like a post-it note on my laptop that tells me to do that, because I had it this time. I didn't lose it this time, and I forgot. I needed to show these to you guys. I have these in the shop now, and I'm calling them dried flowers because I just can't think of anything else. And they kind of have that look. Like I wanted them to look a little bit janky, dried out, not fresh, because I thought it would be fun to have something like that for fall. Of course, you can use them anytime. And I'm cutting them out of black. So, but they come in a couple different sizes, like you can see. This is probably the smallest of this particular version and the tallest. So you can see there's a difference. And you get 35 plus of these. I think it ends up being like 36 or something like that. But anyways, those are in the shop if you're interested in anything like that. I thought they might be fun to use for fall or Halloween or whatever the thing is that you like to do. But see, so I'm going to use one of them here, and this is one of the bigger ones. And I'm going to put her here. And I want some of this netting or tulle or whatever it's called. I'm going to put that underneath maybe, just as another layer. I might go ahead and splatter that a little bit first. So, sorry, I'm kind of indecisive today. I've been doing that a lot lately. I'm not sure why. That's usually not a big struggle I have, but... So that's just black acrylic paint. Nothing fancy, and an old ratty paintbrush. Oh, let's put... just as another little layer here. And I will have to get this dry, so it would have been great to think of that, right? Yeah. I always have to ding my signs. Very good at that. Okay, and we'll save that in case we need a little more. I'm going to add a little more water just to keep it wet while we do something else. Set it out of the way if I can. Okay. Take this. I will get that dry. I'll be right back. Okay, that was fast. So last night, my husband and I were watching the Olympics, and I just loved, we saw the men's gymnastics, which is, I love just gymnastics anyway, and ice skating and those kind of things. But the men's USA team, they were so cute because they, they work their tails off, and it had been since, I think they said 2008 since they've medaled at all, gotten any medals. And so they got a bronze, and they were just so excited. It was just awesome. Those moments are just always awesome. So for all the different teams. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun to watch that last night because they got so jazzed. And they're, right around my kids' age, so it's like heartwarming. I mean, even if they weren't, but it just happens that they are, so. My kids are a little bit older than most of them, but just by a year or two. And I'm hoping this is going to stick, because I'm just going to stick this right on top of that tool and hope that it will hold the tool down. We'll see. It might not. There's always that possibility. And I still want to see guest check up there, because again, as you guys know, if you've watched me for a while, I do like to see whatever the base is that I'm using. I like to know what it is. Okay, we're going to have to add a little more under these spots. What's your guys' favorite part of the Olympics, if you watch? I know some people don't. I've always liked it since I was a kid, and gymnastics and ice skating in the Winter Olympics. I do like the swimming too, and Michael Phelps, got me into that. I think that's his name, right? Phelps is his last name, I know that. But anyway, I really got into the swimming thing when he was in the Olympics. I watched a little bit of that last night too. It's very good. But those kids, man, they work hard. I know they do, because my kids were in band, and especially my daughter in band in college. And that's no joke. People think, oh, that's not a sport, Those kids, especially when they're in band camp, it is serious business. It's like 12 hours a day for, I think it's, 10 days? Yeah. And oh my gosh, they just march and march and march and exercise and do all kinds of stuff. And then, they're still doing it when they go back to school and everything too. They have to go put in time on marching, and I don't know, they do different kind of drills and, all kinds of stuff. So, and they work hard. So I can't even imagine these kids that are, well, and a lot of them aren't kids either. There's full adults doing the Olympics too. It's just a lifelong commitment, really, for a lot of them. This is one of the, it's in my Grungy Butterflies and Dried Flowers digital. I just cut it out. It was one of the ones that's in one of the cards that are more like a black and white look to them. I just fussy cut it out. And then she's going to go here in her chair. She looks like she's in a trance or something. She's spooky. But yeah, it was good last night. I have been watching the women's gymnastics too. I heard that Simone Biles won gold, so I'll be watching tonight to see that. Alright, and then I had a little saying. What did I do with it? The old witch. I just thought that was in one of the Tim Holtz phrases or whatever they are. It should say the crabby old witch because she looks a little crabby. I understand. The older you get. It can be easy to get a bit crabby, can't it? Okay. All right, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and turn it into a more of a, oh, what do you call it, a tag. So there's one guest check, but we're not done yet. And I'm not really going to do anything to the background of this other guest check, except I think I will splatter it, and I should have done that at the same time, but I just realized I didn't really have anything in particular to do with this one. I'm going to go ahead and cut it into a tag shape as well. Maybe if I can line this up appropriately. You guys have been saying, I have the same problem with those. Yeah, you got to look from the back. You just have to. But I sometimes am like, just out of habit, because I like the way it is held that way. And I want to punch it the correct way, but you just got to look at the back. You just have to. You know, same with the corner rounder one. It's a little bit aggravating, I have to say. I'm going to ink this up a little bit more at the top. Just because I want it grungy. But if you don't like the grungy, you don't have to do the grungy. Oh, there's some junk on there. I just wiped it off too. All right, let's do some more spatters, whatever. Just a little squirt of water. And this one I'm just going to do all over. You're not going to see all of it, but you might see some of it through what we're going to put on here. Just going to do a little bit of this so it gets those spots where I put the Tim Holtz ink. Okay, I'm going to get that dry and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I know, lots of stopping and starting today. It's just going to be one of those videos. I have just a silicone stamp, and I just want to go around on here. It's kind of a swirly thing. And I got this from Iron Orchid, I believe. Had it for a while. Okay, just something back there for interest. But you could do the same with like script or whatever. Then I have a piece of a, what are these called? Glassine bag, and you can see this is part of the back of the glassine bag. And for some reason, sometimes when you coffee dye glassine, it sticks to itself. And so it ripped a big hole in the bag, so I decided, I found it the other day and was like, I'm going to use it just as, you know, glassine to put on here. And I think that that will work. Alrighty. I can probably, maybe I'll flip it this way actually. Because I like, no, I like that side better. Sorry. You guys are probably ready to choke me. I'm going to use this. And hope it will cut it. I don't like how that's folded right there, so I want to cut the folded part off, but I want some of that dye, the coffee dye that's on there, to show still. Almost. Just a little piece. And we're just going to put this on here like a pocket. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my, you know what? I'm going to have to stamp all the way down or it looks weird. My glue. I'm just going to glue it on. I might stitch it later, but yeah, we were surprised we got a little bit of rain. It wasn't much, but it was helpful. I thought I was hearing thunder outside. That's what reminded me. Sorry. I know I went on a tangent right there. I do that. But it was much needed. Too bad it didn't last long. Where's the, yeah, that's right. I'm going to the 4 line. Right there, I think. Oh, need to glue the bottom or it won't be a very good pocket. It'll be a good hole. And I don't know how well I'm going to be able to, I don't think I'll fold it around the back. That probably would have been a smarter way to do it, but it's all right. This way, if you decide to tuck it in a pocket, you can. Most likely, probably glue the back down to your journal page, but it's okay. And that glue will dry clear, so I don't worry about it a whole bunch. It does wrinkle it a little bit, but it's, you know, sewing, it's already wrinkled too from dyeing it in the first place. But yeah, so if you dye some, coffee dye some glassine bags and they stick together, don't throw them away because you can use them, you know, to make pockets or whatever. Put them in envelope number 10 windows or any junk mail envelopes that you get. And it just looks cool because you can see through it, but it's not totally see-through. Okay, there's that. We're going to put a few things on here. I guess it's going to take me a little bit to do this video. That's when you have a pocket and a tag. It does take a minute. No doubt, if I ever get around to making a Halloween journal, I'll have some pieces made. I kind of just like making ephemera, honestly. It's my favorite. I should probably just make and sell ephemera. Okay, there's that. And then we're going to put a little piece of this on again. And this one. And I'm kind of thinking I might want to put this under. That's another one of those that are cut on my laser. Or, yeah, it's a Glow Forge. It's a laser cutting system. And then she's going down here. So, yeah, I might go ahead and just do that. That way. I kind of like it over the top of that. It makes it look a little spooky or something. And I'm just going to kind of dab here and there because this is super fragile. And I know, because y'all are probably thinking, why did you cut those? But they're so cool that I think it's worth it. I mean, I don't think that's too excessively hard. Even with my shaky hand, and it's not shaking too bad today, but figure out how I want this. Like that. And then for her, I'm just going to put the glue on her like I did the last one to hold down that tool. I love the little cat on her hat. That's just one of the photographs that come in the Haunted kit. I just cut her out of the photo. She was holding a pumpkin too, but it was orange, so I cut the bottom part of the photo off. I just wanted a little something down here. Could put a trim across the bottom too. I usually like to do that on those kind of things, but if I stitch around it, I probably won't worry about that because I'll just do a zigzag across there. And then this one says Hocus Pocus. I know it's hard, it's tiny, but it says Hocus Pocus. And that's in the Haunted kit. Do I want it like there? Here. Yeah, it definitely needs some across there, so I probably will definitely stitch. I'll probably stitch around that and stitch on the sides, and that'll help hold that tool. Well, it probably won't reach that far. There has to be some little bit that sticks up too far. She'll go in here like so. That is what I have for guest check this week for the Nuttin' But Neutrals challenge. So make sure to pop over to Tammy's channel because she always does beautiful work. So definitely check her out if you have not. And there is my guest checks. 2 of them. The Old Witch and Hocus Pocus. Okay, sorry that cut off. I was going to say goodbye, but I did end up stitching this, and I wanted you guys to see it because it turned out pretty good. I stitched down here, but I also stitched across the bottom of the witch. So just kind of grounds it a little bit. You could also use some Stabilo All pencil. That's that black pencil that's water soluble, so that you could make her a little bit of ground. But I just stitched down there. And then this one I did end up stitching all the way around. I added just that little bit of lace right down there. So that is that. So I wanted you guys to see it complete. So there it is. All right. I have a great day. Bye.